my lovelies. Good morning, Miss Molly. I'm trying to find you guys. Here we are. Good morning, good morning. There we are. Good morning. There's Mimi. And then the other Mimi. Mimi, my Aunt Mimi. Alicia. Alicia, I love that article about you. And you're the queen bee. I love it. Valerie, good morning. Terry, good morning. Here we all are, all coming in. Aha, there we go. All right, so it's Sunday. Ding, ding, ding. Did anybody watch the video that I posted yesterday that wasn't live? Oh my gosh, that was such a debacle. I had to leave my computer here with my son to try to get it to upload. I loved that practice. It was pretty darn awesome. So what was so cool about yesterday's practice is the prior 2 days. So on Thursday and Friday, we had started practicing back to basics. So we're taking postures and we're changing the duration of them and really bringing our awareness to minute changes. And in the beginning, we hear all those things, but we're still just trying to make the shape. We're not comfortable with the name of the posture and the group setting or what your body's supposed to be doing. We overthink it. And then we do it so often that then we don't think about it at all. So by bringing it back, we're able to micro-focus on those postures, and then we added in breath, and we added in mudra, and then we put in a meditation at the end. So now it even more becomes a home practice. And so that is what today's theme is, or the name. I haven't written the little duo thing yesterday. So when you're going to do a home practice, and right now, you guys theoretically are doing a home practice, we're just kind of doing it all together. But let's say if you don't have internet and you want to be creative and you don't want to use a video, or you're traveling and you don't know what to do, or you just want a 10-minute something or a 5-minute something, what are the elements that we can put together that makes a personal practice? Now, again, in that sentence, it says personal practice, which means it's completely up to you. But I can give you some guidelines that might fill in that practice for you. That did not work. Okay, so yay, it's sunny out in Miami. Finally, that little depression just kind of like hung over you guys. Petra, I'm having major problems with Facebook. Never found you yesterday. Couldn't even get straight with YouTube either. Oh, yeah, YouTube. I didn't post to YouTube until later that night. If you go to my personal page, you'll be able to go down and it will be like day 54 was yesterday, and it should say sincerity practice. So it's on there, but that's where you would have to look. But it should be, because I uploaded it overnight on YouTube. So let me tell you about the problem that we had with yesterday. So I thought, okay, this is going to be great. Let me talk quickly so we can get to it. Good morning, Blasios. I filmed it for you guys. Well, I filmed it with my phone like I always do, except I wasn't in a streaming app through Facebook. When you're in that streaming app, it does not take that HD and make it denser. It makes it a smaller file so that it can stream faster. There's not quite so much data. Well, I didn't process that out. Whenever I take an hour video normally through streaming Facebook, it's barely a gigabyte. Well, the 40 minutes I filmed yesterday was 2 gigabytes. It took an hour and something for it to upload, and I started uploading it before 9 o'clock. So it didn't finally end up going to like 9:30, 10 o'clock. It almost took an hour and a half to upload. So it missed that window. But it did eventually make it up, and I went and checked it. So it probably didn't post until like 10, 10:30. But I'll know in the future to change the format that it actually records in. All right. Yes, I have my coffee. Good morning, David. All right. Let's get started on our personal practice. So we're going to try to create a personal practice. And I like having these Soulful Sundays or Scholar Sundays, Self-Care Sundays, so we get a chance to work and chat. When you're going to do a personal practice, first off, you need to know how you feel. Now, granted, some days we're like, oh, I feel tired. I just need to lay on the couch. That's not what I'm talking about. You know when you're just kind of maybe being lazy, and the days that you just kind of don't feel good. You really can't tell the difference if you take your brain out of it. So when we start practice, especially in group practices, and we're together, I'll ask you how your body's doing. I'll check in with each individual person to see how you're feeling. Maybe you hadn't even thought about it that day. And maybe you could go, my lower back bothers me because I worked in the yard the day before. Well, then that's going to help create an awareness for you in the practice of where you would like attention to go. And where the mind goes, the blood flows. So when you start your personal practice, you sit down with the intention of seeing what your body needs. It may be just meditation. It may be meditation and breath work. Maybe it's a little bit of flow because you feel crickety. Maybe you haven't been well and you just want to put legs up the wall. You've been traveling, maybe you have swelling in the feet. Now, granted, that would require you to kind of know a lot of the practice. And a lot of you that are watching currently have been practicing with me a long time. So you know those things. But the first, most important thing, ask your body how it feels. Not your brain, not your ego. Don't do what you think you're supposed to do or what you think a personal practice should look like. You need to do what your body feels like. And then whatever it feels like, try to develop a practice that will be using that as your intention. So we're just going to pick a something. So I'm going to say, nobody's put anything in there today, so we'll just say lower back, because lower back is a common one that pops up and nobody's mentioned anything in there. So we'll just take that. Let's say when you check in with your body, you go, I have no energy. My lower back bothers me. my brain is scattered. And maybe all of you guys at home just went, how did she know? Me too. So we'll just work on those things, and I'll show you how I would put my own personal practice together. First, I want to be able to breathe. I want some meditation, and I want the 5 movements of the spine. So remember, that's forward, backward, lateral movement, twisting, and extension. Now, keeping that in mind, I also know that my lower back's bothering me. So I might need to add some core in here. Or maybe my lower back is bothering me because of some glute work and the lower abs. Maybe. So I'm like, okay, if this part of the body is bothering me, I want to work the opposite side. All right? Let's see what we can do. Let's put that head down. Feel the back of the neck stretch. I'm going to let that head come up and maybe just turn it left and right. So when I'm putting together a personal practice, I ask myself all those questions I just asked you. And then the next thing that I'll ask is, how much time do I have? Do I have a space? What will the space let me do? Right ear, right shoulder. So a lot of you at home, you may have a dedicated space, but maybe you're traveling. You have the space that's between the 2 beds in a hotel room. You're using a towel instead of a mat, so maybe you don't have as good a grip. Maybe you have about 15 minutes before you go to sleep, or 15 minutes before you have to walk out the door. Those questions matter. Left ear, left shoulder. And back to the center. Now, if this was a morning practice, which we know literally it is a morning practice, I would use a different breath than I would use in an evening practice. So if I'm trying to energize myself and wake up and start my practice, I would use Kapalabhati breathing. And that's just kind of pulling the stomach in, right? And exhale, exhale, exhaling. Now, a lot of different yoga practices don't drive that breath with the belly. They just try to exhale quickly. You do what's most comfortable for you. It's kind of hard. We're going to do 20 counts, all right? I can't count and breathe. I have to count them in my head and tell you when to stop. So we're going to take a really big inhale. And then we're going to practice. And gently release. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. It starts to get the energy going in the body, but another reason why I choose this one in the morning is because remember I said my personal practice is that my lower back is bothering me. If I'm generating this movement from the abdominals, I'm getting in touch with that front part of the body and I'm strengthening that front part of the body, which is going to help support the back. It really gets the brain flowing, the movement going. Let's see if maybe we can do another one of those with a 20 count. So here we go. We're going to inhale. See if we can generate the 20. And inhale. And exhale. Already my circulation starting to increase. I'm getting warm. I can feel my abdominals. I'm starting to wake up. So this is a really good posture. Good morning. Come right on in. That you can do to really get the body to fire up in the morning as you're creating that personal practice. And again, whenever I go to type out the stuff for the personal practice, I'll give you some things that you should ask yourself, some cues on how to create a personal practice at home. Whether it's nighttime, whether it's the evening, what you should ask yourself. So don't try to remember all these things, just enjoy the practice. Now, remember, I'm telling myself, oh, I'm trying to wake up, my lower back is bothering me, I don't have any energy, and my brain is scattered, says everybody, right? So we're going to continue to try to work on those. So that breath work already started getting my energy going. It got me nice and warm. It started to support my abdominals, which is fixing in the lower back. So I want to continue to move. So I'm going to just make some big circles here. Because in my brain I know, okay, I'm targeting my lower back. But where else can I create some movement? So we're going to do this a couple of times. Everybody's like, yep, that's me. Out through the nose. Yes, it's out through the nose. Try to always breathe out through the nose. When you get to the front, change the direction. And we're going to get back to the center. So remember, 5 directions of the spine, and that's hard to remember. But those are always a good thing to get a good flow in the spine. But I'm targeting my lower back. So I've moved, I've kind of released this area where my lower back's bothering me. I'm going to lace the fingers out and lift up. And then I'm going to twist to the right, tall spine. Just enjoy that twist from the sits bones all the way up through the crown of the head. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that left shoulder come down. Right hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slowly come back up. We're going to come back to the center. See if maybe you can lace your hands the other way. Hands come out and up. And switch to the other side. Tall spine. So that twist generates in that lower back. It starts because the pelvis can't move. The thing above the pelvis, lower back. So we move lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, neck, and head. Nice full breath. Both sits bones are on the floor. We have that opportunity. What's going on in my lower back? Do I feel the tissue waking up? Right shoulder comes down, left hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale all the way up. And release, coming back to the center, forward fold. And then from there we come on up. Now, from there we're going to change the cross a little bit. And we're going to extend those arms out. And I'm going to sit up tall. I'm going to let the shoulders come way away from those ears. I'm going to let the pinkies come down. And the whole time I'm doing this, I'm trying to pull my abdominals in to help support that lower back. 3, 4, 5. Lift those pinkies, ring fingers come down. Drop your shoulders because as you get tired, you're going to start doing this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift that ring finger, middle finger comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift that finger up. Index finger comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let that finger come up. We're going to let the thumbs come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open those hands. Thumbs come in. Wrap those fingers around. And now we're going to pull those wrists and stretch them. Opening the heart. Your breath rate's really going up. Yeah, it helps you wake up big time. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hands come down. Nice work. Right ear, right shoulder. And again, that's to help get that body warmed up. Left ear, left shoulder. Back to the center. Now, in the list of the 3 things that my body gave me the feedback from, it was lower back, no energy, which I've already started to change, just with the breathing and these few exercises here. And the other one is that my brain is scattered. Now, where Kapalabhati puts the energy in the body, Ujjayi breathing helps bring the mind back in place. So that's that tightness in the glottis. We're going to, and exhale. You're still breathing in and out through the nose, but you have this constriction here, and you kind of sound like a scuba diver or Darth Vader. Depends on what you like. I'm a Darth Vader. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to work through a little bit of a sun salutation on the floor. Still building energy, trying to get into that lower back, but we're going to change the breath. Because the breath is going to help soothe the mind and the body. It's very soothing. But that just movement is going to help with the energy. We want to increase the energy, but we don't want it to feel scattered. You know, there's a difference in being full of energy and being like a 2-year-old loose with some Kool-Aid. There's a difference. So we're going to move over to hands and knees. So once we get to that hands and knees, we're just going to get comfortable. We're going to inhale the spine up. Use that Ujjayi. It's a wonderful chance to practice. Flat back. We're going to make a C with the spine to the right. And a C with the spine to the left. And back to the center and shifting back. Walk those arms out. Make your body super long. Feel that work. Try to get the belly to sink down in between the thighs. Where's your breathing? Now, from there, we're going to slide those hands back by the knees so that you can press up enough to pull those knees back in. All right, now from there, we're going to inhale all the way up. Opening through the chest, we exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All the way down. Now here we're going to target that back. So thighs are glued together. Feet are glued together. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling to table. Turning those toes. Exhaling to down dog. Now we're going to hang out in that down dog. Nice chance to try to extend through the spine. We're talking about this 5 motions: forward folding, backward bending, twisting, extending, lateral movement. I think I got all 5 there. We're going to let that right leg come up, but we're not opening the hip yet. We're just opening it. And then we bend and open. Maybe you'll feel the leg that's down. Maybe the back of that hamstring pops a little bit. Now from here, we're going to take this foot and we're going to pull that knee into the chest and bring it right on forward. Put that foot down. We're going to ground that left foot. We're going to cartwheel up into warrior two. We're going to sit in this pose. Really feeling that work. We prepped the arms already with the palms being pressed out. So those shoulders are ready for this practice. We feel weight down in the feet. 1. Where's your breathing? The breathing is what we want here. We are sitting in a posture that we can do relatively comfortably so that we can breathe. Inhaling and exhaling using your ujjayi. That's calming the breath. Feeling connected through the feet is going to help you feel grounded and not scattered. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Those hands slowly come down to the floor. Come to the ball of that left foot. Step right back down to down dog. Bending and stretching here. Really lengthening. We're going to stretch out through that body. And then from there, we're going to put those knees down. Chest and chin down. Belly comes down. Thighs together really tightly. Lift the chest up, opening through the heart. Good morning, Becky. Good morning, Jesse. Opening through the heart. And let that chest come down. From there, we're going to press to come to table. That's an inhale, mindful of your breathing. Turn those toes. Exhaling, down dog. Bend and stretch here. Lengthening out the spine, filling in lower back. We're going to let that left leg lift. Now we don't open the hips yet. It's just straight back. We have squared off hips. 2. 3. Where's your breathing as we open up that hip? Feel that work. Nice movement. The twisting is in the hips, not so much in the shoulders. Now we want to take that left knee and we're going to pull it into the chest and rotate that leg forward. Grounding that back foot. Feeling connected before we inhale all the way up. Sinking into the posture, shoulders away from the ears, gazing over those fingers. 1. 2. 3. Where's your breathing? Lifting pelvic floor, pulling navel in. And bringing the navel in is going to bring that awareness to lower abdominals to support the back. 4. Maybe a little deeper in your practice. Bend that knee. 5. Nice, slow, steady breaths. They don't have to coordinate with the count. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Let's put those hands down to the floor. Come to the ball of that foot. We're going to step back to down dog again. So notice that we haven't even come to our feet at the front of the mat. We've done everything from this down dog. So we have that opportunity for the hands and the feet to touch the floor. We feel grounded and rooted into the earth, and that's going to help with the scatter. The breathing is going to have that same kind of feel in the body that the ocean waves would. kind of helps bring that space so that you can have energy, yes, but be smooth and functional. Process well. We're going to put those knees down, come back into a child's pose, and stretch. So we were standing on those feet. We were mighty and strong in that warrior in the bottoms of the feet. And here we have a chance for those feet to relax. Nice full breath here. Maybe you can snuggle down in that child's pose even more in between those thighs. From here, we're going to rotate to that table. Nice inhale, and then from the table, knees, chest, and chin. And bring that belly down. We're going to lift the chest up. Nice, strengthening through that lower back. So we're trying to strengthen that lower back. And lower the chest. But once we get here, we're going to come into Sphinx. And Sphinx is like that supported cobra, so to speak, that we just did. We're going to come onto those forearms. But when we come into Sphinx, we have a tendency to let the belly go blah, right? We want to try to pull the navel back. So we pull that navel away from the floor and lengthen up out of the shoulders. So when you lengthen up out of the shoulders like that, you're getting a back bend in lower back, but extension in the thoracic spine. Still, Ujjayi breathing. What's the intention of your practice? The intention of the practice is to support that lower back and make it feel better. To give yourself a more sustainable energy and not be scattered. So nice full breathing here. Now we're going to turn the toes and come into forearm plank because we need core work to help support the back. So we're in this forearm plank and we're trying not to let our booties be taller than our shoulders right now. And one. Where's your breathing? Feel connected to the floor through those forearms, through the hands, through the feet. 2. 3, smiling. 4. And 5. See if you can shift those booties up and walk those feet in and come into our dolphin pose. Feel those shoulders stretch. And we're getting that nice shoulder stretch, especially along the neckline, through that back body. If we carry stress, and maybe the stress is what makes us feel a little chaotic, we typically carry it here. This is a way to lengthen it out, let go of that. And then we're going to walk that back out and put those knees down and slide back into child's pose. But hands come back by the feet. And then slowly coming back up. Now once we come back up, we're going to let the hips come over to either side. Doesn't matter which one, so that we can make it to our booty. So I still have my meditation cushion here from yesterday. So I'm going to use that. And I'm going to sit on that. What does Jessie say? It says, good morning. Yes, I didn't sleep as well either. There's lots of astrological stuff going on. So, yeah, big time. So, we just did this practice and it was small. Where we even did one standing posture. We didn't do any reclined postures. But we were able to hit all 5 directions of the spine. We had an energetic breath and movement that felt fire in the body, and then we smoothed it out with Ujjayi. So we have this nice, full of energy, but smooth, focused. My body feels warm. A lot of times in my morning practice, I won't take Shavasana because a lot of times Shavasana is going to make me sleepy. So I build up and I have this, and then I lay down and I'm like, good night, where's Parker? And just curl up, right? So a lot of times I will come to meditation and I'll sit. So I'm going to do that today. And I'm feeling pretty grounded. And so in that grounded space, I don't feel like I need to turn my hands down. I'm not reflecting and doing self-reflection. I want to maybe pull in and get some enlightenment or some inspiration. So I'm going to take the chin mudra, and we've been talking about mudras a lot online. And I'm going to just turn them on. And I'm going to sit for a moment. Now I'm still aware that my lower back had been what gave me my reason to practice the way I did. That's what we chose because that's typically what bothers folks. So I'm going to lift my pelvic floor, activate my abdominals, and make sure my sits bones are pressing down into the floor. That I have a tall spine. And I'm keeping the index finger and the thumb together, just at the pad. It's called Chin Mudra. The backs of the hands are on the knees. You see that my ankles aren't crossed. I'm in easy sit posture. So whatever makes you comfortable. My hips are elevated so they don't go to sleep. And I breathe. And yes, folks, it's just that easy. You just breathe. You just sit. The hard part is keeping your brain and your mind here. Your brain's an organ, your mind's what it does, but keep your mind from wandering. That's the hard part. So we focus on the breath, not on the to-do list. Nice full breathing. And then we reinvestigate the body. How's that lower back? What's the energy level like? Do I feel like I had a sufficient practice, even though it was small? Typically, that's yes. Because all the needs were met. Nice full breath. Sighing is always okay. Large exhales are okay to get out any stale air that may still be in the lungs from your night's sleep. Don't forget about lifting pelvic floor, pulling navel in, tall spine. And the mind begins to get antsy as the body gets still. So take that inner light that sits behind the heart and see if every exhale you can extend it only to the outside of the body. And once you get that light to the outside of the body, and you're just sitting and breathing with the palms turned up in this Chin Mudra, it's those opportunity to be receptive to ideas. And basically, we've stopped chewing on things in the mind long enough that a solution can reveal itself. So you at home, you can choose to continue to sit this way if you would like. Or you can slowly bring those hands to the heart. Remind yourself of all the amazing things you have in your life to be thankful for. Send out love and kindness and compassion to others. Going to end the practice with an Om if you're comfortable. Inhaling. Bowing forward in respect, Namaste. Peace be with you. Go safely. And thank you for coming. Yay, yoga. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this Sunday. I hope that you enjoyed it. Short and sweet. Yoga doesn't need to be an hour and a half when you're getting started in the morning. It needs to meet your needs, whatever that is, physically, emotionally, mentally. You take care of those needs. It's a lifestyle, not a workout. So hopefully you're able to find the things that you need. And from my home to yours, big hearts. Love you.